And we're live. Let's give me a few moments here. I'm cross-posting to a couple pages, so just want to make sure that that's up and running. Technology. Let's see, gotta refresh here. Okay. Well, might take a little moment to come up, but we can always get that on the replay. Some of you might be watching this on the replay. All right, well, it's nice to have you on. I'm Janie Liou with Prime Purpose, and today we're going to be talking about current work culture dynamics and what's changed and how to thrive no matter what your office situation looks like. So I'm hoping that by the time you finish the end of this broadcast that you'll be able to get a new perspective and a new mindset and learn how to be a vital part of your work environment. And this can apply whether it's a corporate culture, entrepreneurship, or nonprofit. So as I mentioned before, I am a life coach. I love to help people learn to thrive at work. And I've worked with a lot of people. I've done a lot of research, and I've noticed a lot of common themes come up where people complain about working in a toxic environment. They don't get along with their coworker or supervisor, or worse yet, they are thinking about possibly leaving their job and going to a different position. Well, what I want to propose to you is a lot of these complaints are really about the here and now. And sometimes we're not able to see the big picture. So what if I were to tell you that there were answers to reach the goals and dreams that you have for yourself, but also in a way that contributes to shifting the work culture of your environment, right where you're at. So I have discovered there is one big thing that everybody misses when it comes to advancing in their field, figuring out what their dreams and goals are. And that one big thing that everybody misses out to climb that workplace ladder is also what will help you see with new eyes, get insights about yourself, as well as on the people around you. So it's actually pretty simple, and anyone can move forward if they figure this out. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you. I'm actually a creative. I was a songwriter, musician, and being in a very volatile, unstable industry meant that for my livelihood, I had to work lots of different odd jobs all over the years. I've been in every industry. I've been in and out of jobs. And for a long time, I was really frustrated. I couldn't understand why I was being put in all these places I had no desire to stay in. I have been in corporate environments. I've been in business and nonprofit. I've been in faith-based and non-faith-based organizations. I've been the employee and the employer, as well as corporate environments versus entrepreneurship. And I discovered that having been in every marketplace role imaginable, I suddenly started to get a bird's eye view of what the structure of work looks like in every industry and every environment. And while I did eventually reach my goals of becoming a touring songwriter and musician, I realized at the end of the day that I actually enjoy working with people much more than I ever did performing. I never would have figured that out if I hadn't gone through all of these different stops and starts and collisions and detours. So it's amazing for me to wake up every day and genuinely love what I do. I get excited because it's all about helping people and drawing them out and helping them see their full potential. So I'm going to go back to this one big thing I mentioned earlier. So the one big thing is learning the foundation. And what I mean by that is everybody knows that when you build a house or a building, that could be an office building. When we think about the terms that we're talking about, you have to have a foundation. Without that, everything is going to fall. And so most people are not able to understand the framing that holds up that entire structure. So we often take for granted that there are invisible dynamics that take place. So I want to encourage you to think about your workplace like that. I'm going to break it down for you in some simple steps. So I'm going to check to see section if there's anybody who's got any comments so far. Okay. So the 4 key pieces to thriving individually and corporately in your workspace. Since I've been talking about this one big thing with the foundation, the first thing is the framework. So look at your company or industry like an invisible matrix or grid, or like in the human body, you could think of it as the skeleton. Usually when people think about this, they only think about it in their own position with their own livelihood. But it's crucial to understanding the rest of the concepts. The mistake that most people make is, and this is both with employees as well as higher level execs, is that they try to use a one-dimensional way of thinking. What I mean by that is they use their skill and experience and their training, and they think they can take it with them and use that the same way no matter where they go. So it's very, very important to understand, look differently at your work environment and the dynamics that are at play, because especially if you change industries or jobs, you're going to have to follow suit with the mindset that you have about the structure and the framework. Number 2 is work assignment. The mistake I made for years was that I was only looking at the present. I was going from job to job, focusing on making money to live. But I didn't see that every single job I had was a clue to what I would eventually become. So I realized that each job became a stepping stone, really. It was a stepping stone to finding that ultimate purpose. And so look at where you're at currently in your position, in your department, as an assignment. And when you look at it that way, you might have new eyes to see, oh, okay, so that last job or that last thing I did, it really wasn't so discombobulated after all. There was actually a connection there, a clue, like puzzle pieces as to what my purpose might eventually be. Number 3, we're talking about 4 key pieces to thriving individually and corporately in your workspace, is what I call the individual imprint. And most people don't realize that it doesn't matter what position you're in your company, that you have a really significant part in that puzzle of your company. So it could be something like you might even be in custodial services, you might even be in the mailroom, but you have a significant part as high as the highest level exec position in the company. So just think about that for a moment and think about the fact that each of us has an individual imprint. It's sort of like this ripple effect that kind of goes out into the universe. We think about the imprint that's made when we put a limb or a finger or a hand into the sand. Well, it's no different. So the last key piece in learning to thrive individually and corporately in your workspace is the people around you. It seems pretty obvious. If you're in a situation where entrepreneurship sounds really good right now, to be your own boss, well, at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is when you run your own business, you're still dealing with people. And understanding the relational dynamics means you'll thrive, and the people around you will thrive no matter what area you're working in. The really bright place in my day when I started understanding all these concepts is that I'll be honest, I used to not like being in corporate environments, but now I love it because I'm seeing the people. I'm seeing the people for who they are. It doesn't matter what industry or who I'm talking to. I see that the human condition, that is, the person and each environment. And I think you'll be able to do that too. So those are the 4 keys to thriving individually as well as corporately in your workspace. So when you understand how each of these principles work and how they work together, then you're well on your way not only to succeeding in your next endeavor, but you actually bring a positivity to the people around you. So now I'm going to get to some frequently asked questions that have caused me to think about these dynamics. I get a lot, questions I see a lot is, how do I get out of a toxic work environment? How do I deal with bullying at work? And I do touch a little bit on bullying on one of my YouTube videos. I have a YouTube channel. I'll just pause for a second to show you that really quick. It's just really small snippets about how to thrive at work. Sometimes it's about jump-starting creativity at work, and learning how to cope in a toxic environment. But that's one of the things that I talk about. How do I get along better with a coworker or supervisor or employee? But the one I see the most that I feel like is not necessarily addressed all the time is, when is it time to leave my position to go do something else? So this is why I created a mini course. The mini course is called Formula for Job Success, and it goes deeper into the 4 key pieces that I just talked about, with the framework, the work assignment, the individual imprint, and the people around you. It's really easy to forward. It goes really quick. I know most people who are working full-time jobs, they don't have time to consume a huge, big course. So I broke it down really simply. Each video lesson is just a few minutes each. It's just 4 video lessons with a 5th intro one. So I'm going to share with you the breakdown. So the breakdown is, number 1, the first lesson is work structure. And that goes more into the concept of the framework, the big thing that I mentioned earlier in this video. Number 2 is work positions. This goes more into understanding the assignment and also the assignment of those around you. Number 3 is new individual development. When you think about the concept of your own unique imprint, I feel like a lot of places don't really go through what I call understanding the individual development of someone when it comes to emotional issues and soul issues, but you'll hear more about that. Number 4 is team building that works. So as I mentioned, is the 4 keys. That last key was about the people around you. Well, team building is what is going to allow you to see from a different perspective. It's the last piece in all of those previous pieces that have to go in order for this to work. So what's great about this course is I've got personal questions for you in each module. It's going to help you start to implement those 4 keys, and it's sequential, so you can take your time to go through them. Because the questions are personal and private and for you to see only, you can actually create your own framework and understand a little better what your larger purpose is and getting closer to those goals, as well as the kind of environment you want to have around you. So there's actually worksheets in each module. They look like this, and you can come back to it at any time if things in your work environment start to change and your circumstances change. Then you can always go back and change that accordingly. So just to show you the proof that it works, I've actually lived every single one of these concepts myself, and I couldn't identify that matrix or framework for a long time, trying to figure out what's going on, what's my purpose, and now it all makes sense. I finally figured it out, and all those weird twists and turns in my life finally had an ultimate purpose. So now I know exactly what drives me and why I love my work. So something like this could cost anywhere from $25 to $30, but I simplified it. I made it easy to go through in a really short amount of time. So I'm actually offering it for only $6.99. That's less than 2 gourmet cups of coffee. The reason why I priced it at that is because I want this to be accessible to anyone, no matter what position you're in, no matter what kind of environment you're in. This applies whether you are a high-level CEO, or if you're an admin assistant, or even if you're just cleaning the place. To me, it's all equal to me. I don't see anything as being bigger than, better than, or less than. And so I'm hoping that, because it took me 20 years of hopping jobs, that to figure out what I'm sharing with you now, this is going to be a shortcut for you to get in a much shorter amount of time and start off right away to start using these principles and seeing improvement. So I'm going to get to another thing that I wanted to share that I'm really excited about is I have bonuses. I have a monthly membership group, and if you sign up for that, I have an incentive just for you watching this broadcast. It's an e-course that's free as a part of that. And along with the live teachings like this one you're going to get that are not going to be seen anywhere else except for in this module, you'll be invited to a private Facebook group where you can interact with other like-minded people that want to learn how to go through this framework and understand their place in the workplace, in the marketplace. So that is also $6.99 per month. And like I said, if you sign up for the membership, you're going to get this Formula for Job Success course. It's already in the module there for you, along with all the new teachings I'll be giving on the inside and the Facebook group. I also have a second bonus that I'm excited about. Now, keep in mind, for those of you watching the replay too, this is a limited time thing that I'm doing just for this promotion, just for this video, is if you sign up for a membership, you will not only get the Formula for Job Success course, but you're going to get a copy of my ebook coming out. It's called The Power of Inclusion. Actually, I was going to show you really quick just an image of this. The Power of Inclusion, 7 Stages to a High Thriving Work Culture. So this is a little bit of what the cover is going to look like. And that's actually not going to come out until November 14th, but you'll get it a week early on November 7th just for signing up for the membership. And I was going to mention as well the Formula for Job Success course. That's what it looks like. And then the membership is called Marketplace Leader Members. So one more thing that I wanted to mention is just, because I feel generous today, I want to be able to give as much as I can. I have yet one more discount. If you decide that you want to do the monthly membership, you can save even more by signing up for the annual membership and paying one full price. And that would be the equivalent of paying $5.99 per month. So that would be about $71.88. Yeah, so that'd be saving 14%, which is about $12 off the entire membership. So it's pretty amazing. You think about it. I think it's a deal. You can get a membership, monthly membership of live teachings, a private Facebook group. You can get the mini course, Formula for Job Success, as well as the Power of Inclusion ebook for as low as $5.99 a month. And this, again, this is only available, that Formula for Job Success, you're getting it early, a week earlier than it would be when it's coming out next month. And I'm really excited because I really just want to help people, and I want to be able to get this into as many hands as possible, because I know what it's like when I was trying to figure out my life, and man, people are just charging like crazy, crazy amounts for these huge, big courses that I can't even digest. I really want to make it manageable for your lifestyle and what you're dealing with every day. So I'm going to take a look again. And one thing is, if you do decide to do the membership, I know that there's a lot of these little links here. The easiest way to do this is to go to the store page on myprimepurpose.com/store. And when you go into there, make sure that you click onto the icon that says Marketplace Leaders Membership Only, because that will actually have the course inside for you. I don't want to get any confusion from if somebody, because you certainly can just get the course by itself. This is just a special promotion that we're running for this. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to share with you a little bit more of my heart on this. I've always wanted to see everyone thrive. That's just something that I never like to see someone who's hiding in the back and not able to flourish in the way they were meant to. So I really hope that this has been encouragement to you today. If you find that this is really something exciting that you want to share with someone else, that it would help them, please do share this video, share all of the resources inside it. And I always feel like when I'm excited about something, I like to be able to do it with someone I know. So joining membership together, you can actually go through these exercises and go on this journey of figuring out your place in it and how to really begin to find your place, your destiny, so to speak, in the marketplace, as well as beginning to help shift the atmosphere and allowing it to thrive and for the people around you to thrive. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this. You can connect with me. My handles on all of my pages on Facebook are My Prime Purpose on Facebook, on social media. and the website is www.myprimepurpose.com. So if you want to connect with me, hit me up on any of my social media pages. You can send me a direct message or a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and especially if you're watching the replay. This promotion is going to run all of those deals that I talked about with membership and the course and the book. Those are going to run only until Thursday. So that would be midnight, and that's going to be Eastern Daylight Time. So there's a limited time on this, but I'm hoping that you're able to see this and get to it before it runs out. So thanks again for watching, and look forward to talking soon.